Hey everyone, so today we are hiking the Jerry Miller Trail to Baxter Cliff. It is just about 8.5 miles total, so it's going to be a pretty good hike today. 2,000 feet of elevation. Wow, lots of white flowers along this trail. These are really pretty. I wasn't sure today if I was going to do a hike. The weather was kind of overcast in the morning, but the forecast said that it would be sunny by the afternoon, so I decided to just head out here. The trail is wet. That little bridge walking in was kind of slippery, so it is wet right now, but if the sun comes out, it'll still be a great hike. First hour or so I'll be hiking under some cloud cover, but I can't complain. It's a beautiful day still, and we're already headed up. So 2,000 feet of elevation. I think there's going to be a lot of climbing today. Also, I did want to mention, if you're watching this video before the end of July 2023, on Facebook I saw an ad for guys over 40 who kind of transformed their lives through fitness, health and fitness changes, and I decided to just put an application in because I wouldn't mind telling my own story of the transformation I went through after 45, and just kind of being an inspiration for other people who are getting over 35, getting up in age. Maybe they gained weight after having children and just want to transform things, and they feel like maybe their body isn't capable of it, or their metabolism, or whatever other reasons people think it isn't possible. I'd like to show them that it is, and this may be a good way to do it. So if it's the contest is supposed to go from May 1st to the end of July. Voting starts May 1st. So if you're watching this between May and July, I'm going to put the link into the description for all of my videos between now and then. So just scroll down there, click the link, cast your vote if you don't mind, and you can see my profile pictures and description and why I'm doing this and everything. That would be really helpful, because I keep a pretty close circle of friends on Facebook and online in general. I've never really been very good at winning online contests, but who knows, maybe with your help we'll get there and be able to tell this story, which would be really fun, really cool to tell, and just maybe help inspire other people out there. So we're gonna do this trail today. I'm already climbing. The elevation's already started on this trail. We got 2,000 feet to go, so I think this is all going to be mostly climbing today, and I'm looking forward to seeing what the view looks like at Baxter Cliff. So let's get going. So this is like traveling back in time for me. So once you come out of that foliage, the area with a lot of foliage, you come to this really old field that's grown in now. This is the edge of it, but you can tell that used to be just an old farmland, I'm assuming, with the mountains in the background. And this spot reminds me so much of where I grew up in northern Maine, with just rolling hills in the background with grown in fields. Usually in Maine, places like this would have old crab apple orchards. My friend and I would sometimes make the mistake of eating crab apples. They're edible, but they're disgusting. They're super sour. We did it for the fun of it. But this is, and I'll show you that tree, that white, I believe it's dogwood. Thanks to the people at work that told me how to identify that kind of tree around here. I believe that's dogwood. And they're just beautiful this time of year. So many colors. The green's coming in. This part is a little less green because you don't have that foliage that lasts, you know, more of through the 3 seasons. But they're coming in. There's flowering trees right in there. Nothing like the dogwoods, but you can see some flowers in there. But this kind of open area is so peaceful. It's quiet. I love this area. I'll show you where it is on the map so you know around about when you get here. Trail is flat at this point, so we did a lot of the elevation. I think that mountain that you can see at the end of this trail is where we're headed, so there's more elevation coming. But this is just a nice reprieve this time of year. I mean, with the flowering trees and the greenery. I'm so glad I took this trail. And it doesn't seem that difficult. The elevation climbs are between 45 degrees incline and a little less. So you're not, I wouldn't say 45. I mean, it's a climb, but you're not going straight up. Sometimes there's steps, but it's doable. And then you get this nice break with beautiful scenery, and then you get into the next climb. I don't know what kind of climb is coming, but so far we're about a little less than halfway, and it's been just an amazing hike. No sun yet. It's only 1:15 or so. Getting into the 45-50 minute range at the second mile. So I'm hoping around 2 o'clock, 2 or 3 o'clock on the way back, the sun will come out. Just keep on going, get to the next climb.
Like a wild man, sleeping like a child, so luminous and vibrant. I'm always in bloom for you, always in bloom, always in bloom for you. Times I've stranded, a castaway on unknown shore, although a stranger in this continent. I'm always in bloom for you, always in bloom, always in bloom for you.
All right, so eventually you get to what I'm going to call the squiggly part of the trail. The trail branches to the right and also to the left. There is a trail that goes in that direction. I'll show it to you on the map. You don't want to take that one. Take the right, and eventually the trail is going to turn left and then right again. As you can see on the map, the sun is peeking out through the clouds, so I'm hoping it keeps on peaking and eventually comes out. It's very nice feeling that little blast of sunshine there. And we'll see if we get more of them as we go. Okay, so map check shows that this mountain right here, and we're headed in that direction around the back side of it. Based on the map, I believe we're going around the back of that mountain to the other side in the distance over there. I believe the cliff we're going for is way in that direction. We're just going to go around the back side of this mountain and then work our way. I'm not sure how much climbing there is. It looks like it might go up. I think it goes up toward the top of that or near the top of that, so there's some more elevation gain. But again, the elevation gain today is not bad. It's gradual. Some parts are a little steep, but most of it's pretty gradual. And it's just, you keep on trucking, stay at your comfortable pace, and however long it takes is how long it takes.
There's a lot of colors, I don't know where to go. See a lot of colors, only feeling blue. There's a lot of colors, lost within a haze. Don't rely on others to get you through the maze. The dreams are not the same for me. Standing by the shore while you're on the open sea. Cannot take this anymore. There are a lot of voices drowning in the sea. There's too many voices talking back at me. There are a lot of choices waiting to be made. Too many choices making me afraid. Dreams are not the same for me. Standing by the shore while you're on the open sea. Cannot take this anymore. The dreams are not the same for me.
Okay, so we made it. And of course, on the way here, as you can see in the video, the thicket got thick, and it didn't look like there was a cliff anywhere. I didn't see how it was possible with all of the foliage that looked like it was in front of us. But as you get maybe within 50 feet or less, it just starts opening up quickly, and the last few feet, it suddenly you walk out of the brush and you come across this majestic, unbelievable view. At least almost 180. And the type of landscape here, you've got the high cliff way over there, and then the drop off from there kind of joins this drop off to this forest way down below. And I don't know if the video shows the perspective, but it is high and it is far down there. It's you get dizzy looking over the cliff here. That's how high it is. And then of course in the distance over there is just the mountain range after mountain range. Beautiful view. The sun came out the moment I came up here. Breathtaking. It was I was very lucky. There's still clouds up there, but you can see it's sunny down there. So I'm not sure what direction that is, to be honest with you, what town that is. Could be Irwin, Unicoi, but the drive back is likely going to be semi-sunny. The hike back maybe as well, so I'm pleased with that. And then you can just see so far in the distance Smoky Mountains and Smoky Mountains and Smoky Mountains. I am going to carefully have a snack over here on this ledge. I'm drenched right now. I've got to change out of my shirt really quick so I can dry off, have a nice protein bar, some water, and relax a little bit. I've got plenty of time. I think it's been about 2 hours, just over 2 hours, maybe 2 hours, 10 minutes to get here. So the way back is probably going to be an hour and a half or so. All Trails says it takes 4 hours, 4.5 hours typically. So if you're a fast hiker, plan on a little over 2 hours to get here, an hour and a half or so to get back. It's all the way downhill to get back. So I'm going to change up and have a snack. So that was good. I think I was getting a little dehydrated there toward the end, so I'm happy to have plenty of water in me now and plenty of food. I wasn't really that hungry. I don't get hungry when I hike that much, but I know if I feel any hunger pains, I'm hungry. I should eat, so I did. You know, one thing I do think about every time I spot a view like this, every time I sit on a ledge that overlooks this kind of beauty, is something that if you go back to the video in California with my boss and I, and we talked about, you know, once you see something like this and it makes you realize, when you see the plant life and you think about the fact that the animals, you know, need each other in a way that looks terrible sometimes. A bear killing a deer, or, you know, a snake eating a field mouse. It seems hedonistic and wrong, but it's part of I hate to say this cliche, but it is the circle of life. And I think it reminds me, especially during weeks like this, with the kind of news we're seeing lately with the shootings. I mean, there have been shootings, you know, in the United States, of course, quite a bit, not just in the past year, but it feels like recently it's been people who I think feel disconnected from the world. I think they feel like the world hates them. People are trying to blame mental illness, and I think obviously if they're diagnosed with a mental illness, then they have a mental illness, but you can't really blame that because stressors make mental illness worse. Trauma or things that are extremely difficult for you in your life can be a trigger and make it worse. So we can't blame mental illness. We have to think about what causes the stress, what's making people hurt, what's making people feel disconnected from the world. And honestly, lately, with everything I'm seeing online and social media, and I hate talking about politics or things like that, but at some points it has to be talked about. And it's just, on whether you go on Twitter or Facebook or anywhere, it's hate. Everyone hates someone. And if you think about it, everyone hates someone. At least most people, unless people have figured out the dangers of hate and keep it out of their lives. But it feels like the majority of people today, whether it's women, black people, trans, white men, I mean, you pick a group. There are other people, there are other groups who hate them for they come up with their own reasons, their own ways of labeling groups of people and giving them stereotypical characteristics that just breed hate. And they choose to use those labels and create those groups and blame those people for whatever they think is wrong with their lives or wrong with the world today. And I think that the question arises, so how do you stop it? How do you stop hate? And I think what it comes down to is the opposite of hate is love. You have to find a new way in your life to look at people, to look at society, and instead of looking at society as groups of people, you have to look at them as individual humans who are different. Every one of them is unique. And start going out and talking to people and asking them about their lives. People, maybe someone that you would have looped into one of these groups. Walk up to them and ask them about their family or their fears or their joys or their worries or stresses, and you'll find really quick that their stresses and joys in life are very similar to yours. And that's what this type of view reminds me of, is we are all interconnected. We're all interconnected. We're all part of this system, this earth that somehow came into being, and those millions of years of evolution created a connection between everything, between the plants and the animals, between the animals and humans, between humans and humans. And we can't ignore that, and we can't actually hate people because of something they are. If you find yourself talking about old white men or all women or those gays or those trans, you're doing it. You're using hate. I don't care if you think that you still love people and then say those things. You're not. You're grouping people into a category and you're applying some kind of blame or characteristics, and it's not right. I don't care who it is. I don't care who you are or who you're labeling. Stop doing it. People are individuals and we're all connected, and we should all try to love each other. And I think if people start feeling like the world, I don't know why I'm getting teared up. It's sad. It's sad when people make you feel small. or like you're not part of the group. And I felt those things when I was younger. I know what it's like. And I don't anymore. You know, I've found myself. I found what I'm good at and how to, through loving other people, you get that reciprocal love. You get people who appreciate you, but it's not going to happen if we don't start trying and talking to people and including people in everything. So, if we want to see less people snapping, less people feeling like they are not wanted by society, then every person you come across, no matter how weird they are, you know, no matter how different they are than you or have different belief systems, include them. Go up and talk to them. You know, make them feel noticed. Feeling that way when I was younger, going through that, not always being included, it taught me how important it is to include people and to show people how much you love them. That's how we heal people. That's how we stop the violence. That's how we stop the hate. Anyway, enough of this serious talk. It's been a beautiful day out here, beautiful view. I'm gonna stop getting so serious and get going now. I've got to hike downhill. It's gonna be refreshing. I got the sun on my back now. It's amazing. I love it. It's a great day. All right, so this trail, the Jerry Miller Trail to Baxter Cliff, it is an uphill stretch, the whole 4.5, maybe a little less than 4.5 miles. The whole thing is 8.5, so it's just over 4 miles to get here. It's you're walking up a hill. That's basically what you're doing. You get some breaks. There are some stretches where you just get to coast and enjoy, but the foliage, the forests, the different, they're different from each section of the trail to the other. So you start off with a lot of, I would say rhododendron forests, a lot of greenery, brushes on both sides of the trail, some rocks and cliffs. And then you get into this open forest where there's flowering. Right now, this time of year in April, there's just flowering trees, only non-evergreen trees. So you've got some green buds coming on some of the trees. Some of them have bigger leaves, so it's the forest coming alive, and as you walk through, you just feel the life coming back to the trail. It's this time of year, it's so refreshing. It's so nice to hike in the spring, and you still get some good views on the way up here in the spring before the leaves are fully in. I think in the summer, this trail is mostly a forest walk, no real views until you get up to this cliff. But this cliff is, as you could see, well worth it. So I definitely recommend the hike. Again, plan about 2 to 3 hours to come up, 1.5 to 2.5 to go down. Take your time, enjoy it, have a picnic up here. I didn't see anybody on the trail today. I think it's probably more popular in the summer, but All Trail says it's popular now, and I didn't see anybody. I did get started around 11:30. I may come across people coming up this time of day, but we'll see. Especially with the sun out, I wouldn't be surprised. So I'm gonna get going. I hope you enjoyed this hike. I hope you didn't mind the serious talk there for a little bit. Sometimes, you know, I just have these things on my mind when there's a lot going on in the world, or things going on in my life. So we'll call it a fireside chat or a cliffside chat in this case. I may do it again more often. I don't know if I want to do it again, to be honest. I'll leave it up to you all. Leave me a comment. Do you like having fireside chats in these videos, or would you just like me to shut up and hike and show you the beauty? I can do that too. I don't mind. I know when I hike with people, it is something we do. We talk sometimes about serious things. And so it feels like when I bring you all along, I'm bringing a friend along on the trail. So makes sense to talk. So I hope you enjoy this hike today. I'm going to get going, and I will see you next time. please subscribe. Just take a few seconds, click the button down below. I'm trying to bring the highest quality hiking videos to YouTube, and that means I'm going to show you maps, trail highlights, all the best views on the trail, any good picnic spots, any wildlife we see, all in 4K high quality video. And we'll see you on the next hike.